Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we will talk about making multiple plots using multiple figures. What I mean by making plots using multiple figures is, for example, you see that here we have figure 1 written at the top, figure 2 written at the top, figure 3, and we have figure 4. And this figure is created by calling the figure and giving it a number and then going on to plot. And by doing this, if we create a second figure and also go on to do the plot, this plot will be in this figure and this plot will also be in this figure. Under normal circumstances, if you do not specify this figure or this figure and you just pass this command and this command, this graph and this graph will all be in one figure. So the purpose of multiple figures is to have your plots in different figures so you can save the files separately. So this is very relevant when you are plotting multiple data sets and you want to save them on separate files. So let's go to the IDE and try to demonstrate this. I have imported matplotlib as plt and I have imported the relevant constants and functions that I will need to do this demonstration. I'll go on also to create some data sets. I have created the data sets. X1 and X2 are my data sets, and then I have the Y1 which I'll pair with the X1 and the Y2 which I'll pair with the X2 as my vertical data set. So the first example I would like to show is by calling plt.figure, and I'll give it a number 1, and then I'll go on to do plt.plot, and then I'll call the x1 y1, and then I'll give it some markers. I'll specify a marker and a color, so I'll use the star marker, and then I have to show the plot plt.show, and I run this. I have this graph, the figure 1 is there. What you should notice that if I take this out, it will still be figure 1, but if it's important to label the figures when you have multiple figures, so you know exactly which figure contains which data. So I prefer to label it even if it's 1, so figure 1. I'll create a second plot, using x2 and y2, and then I'll call it, maybe make it red, and I'll use the hexagonal markers, and then I run that, and you see both plots are there on the same figure. Just to demonstrate what I'm doing, if I change this to 2, the figure is now called figure 2. You see that. I'll keep it back on 1. To make this more interesting, let me also import tan, and I'll call this y3 tan x1, okay, like that. And I can do plt.plot x1 y3, and then I'll use black, and I'll use the pentagonal markers, and then I'll run this again so you see what I'm trying to do. So now I have a tan plot. The tan plot is there. This is how the tan plot is, and because of the nature of the tan plot, the plots of the sine and cosine are not so clear. So to solve this problem, to avoid putting all of them on in one figure, I can just create a second figure plt.figure, and I'll call it figure 2. And then when I run this now, we have the first two plots, this and this, in the figure 1, and then the last one, the time plot, in the figure 2. So the time plot is now on its own, and the cosine and sine plots are also on their own in a separate figure. So that is the purpose of this. If I wanted to even put all three plots on different figures, I could put the figure 2 here and make this figure 3, and then I run it, and then I have 3 figures, each one containing the plot I want. So figure 1 contains my sine plot, figure 2 contains the cos, and figure 3 contains the tan plot. So that is how you can put your plots on separate figures. So thanks for watching, and if you like my video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials of this nature. Thank you.